The corner, the corner, the corner. Hey, welcome. Come on into Cousin Ed's Corner. This podcast is where you will find real, authentic conversation. Organic conversation. Like you're at home with your cousin. It's about life. It's about finance. It's about spirituality. It's about love. And everything in between. I'm your host, Cousin Ed. I'm excited to bring you along on this journey to explore life. Listen, let's sit back and enjoy a wide range of topics. I have some diverse guests coming on, a wide range of spectrum of thoughts. My goal is to create a space for all of us to connect, all of us to learn each other, and all of us to communicate. It's really not about me. It's about the community as a whole. Let's enjoy this. Let's sit back. Let's think about our past. Let's move into our future. It's about the corner, the corner, the corner. So no matter how you cut it or slice it, we're all here together. I'm just here to give you a piece of my heart, my mind, my soul, and my mentals. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Cousin Ed's Corner. The corner, the corner, the corner.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We are back. Cousin Ed's Corner back at you again. I'm so used to that my old intro, man. I just want to say it every time I get on here, but no, it's already in the pre-intro. How y'all doing, fam? How y'all doing? Glad to have y'all back. We are back for a thank God for everything. Some of y'all may say TGIF, but over here we like to say thank God for everything. We thank God for not only Friday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. But most of all, we thank God for each other. Thank God for bringing us to another week. Just is happy to just be alive, appreciative of God and everything He does for us in each and every way. Today, I'm honored. I have my family with me for this episode. One you've heard. No, I actually heard both of them before. So they're not new to the show. My brother from another mother, Destrian Wells, who blessed us a couple of weeks ago for Financial Freedom Friday. So he's back on the show. And as a guest today also, we have AJ Woodson. You've heard him plenty of times. He's helped us sponsor the show with their podcast, the Brotherhood podcast. So you heard him a bunch of times on here, but we finally have him on the show as a guest today. And we just here today to talk about how God is continues to bless us overall as people and individuals. My brothers, I'm glad to have y'all. Welcome to Cousin Ed's Corner.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Now they all silent. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not getting something out of them. They ain't having me.
Nah, man. You know how we'll probably move some things around.
Okay.
This ain't my house yet. You ain't said make yourself comfortable yet. So
you got keys. Listen. I tell you,
I just sat on the couch. I ain't even asked for nothing to drink yet.
Listen, the cups are over there. You can grab the red ones, the blue ones, or the clear ones. Whatever you like. We are here. Family, like I said, I try to tee them up. They are truly not only my friends, but they're my brothers. Speak to them, not I ain't gonna say weekly. I'm gonna say daily, via either text or phone calls. I reach out to them in times of need, just in every aspect of life. So you need to have people around you that you trust, people that also inspire you and elevate you to other levels in your life. So, Destrian, how you said on the last show, the 5 people around you,
The 5 people you spend the most time with, you become the 6th one of those. You are the average.
So, I'm just trying to get in where I fit in with these Tuskegee brothers over here, and maybe I'll be number 7 or something. But brothers, happy to have y'all, man. I look up to y'all. What y'all doing over there at the Brotherhood podcast? Cousin Ed waiting to come on and hang out with y'all.
Come on, man.
You know, so y'all talk about bread over the.
We only had locks on the doors over there. Like how the church used to be. Doors stay open. You come in, pray anytime you feel like.
The doors of the church remain open, baby.
Stay open. They don't close like 7-Eleven.
There we go. If one or both of y'all can introduce yourself, Destrian, you already have. I'll let AJ introduce yourself and also talk about the Brethren podcast so the audience can know who we have on, and then we can get into just some of the blessings, some of the things we have that God has allowed us to see another week and share this time together.
All right, so I'll try to make this the condensed version. My name is AJ Woodson, originally from Tuskegee, Alabama, graduate of the illustrious Tuskegee University. I've known Mr. Wells since about the year of our Lord. I would be modest to say like 2006 or 7-ish, something like around that. So we've known each other for years. At this point, I've known Cousin Ed for going on 3 or 4 years now. What I do is the best way to describe it, and Destrian and Cousin Ed will probably agree, is I do everything. There's not a lot that I don't actually do. I do everything. But like Cousin Ed mentioned, I am one of the hosts of the Bridging podcast, along with Destrian Wells and Dr. John Loving. And the idea just came about. I've been doing podcasting for years, since around about the time that I met Destrian back in college, like 06, 07, we started doing online internet radio, and we've gone through a few different iterations. But growing and maturing, I kind of wanted to change formats and kind of do something that was more focused on, my current lifestyle, which is being a husband, being a father, being a businessman, working in corporate and things of that nature, and combining all of those things into something that was relevant for myself and most of the people that were in my circle, like Mr. Wells, Cousin Ed, people like us. And that's where the Bridger podcast came from. And luckily, I've got 2 great brothers who decided to embark on this journey with me, and with no hesitation. I never asked for anything up front. I never get any pushback on anything. It is one of the most organic and free-flowing creations that I've been a part of. And so for that, I'm grateful. Thank God for everything, including the Bridger podcast. But hopefully, that gives a brief intro into me in a nutshell.
And Mr. Wells, anything to tie on there?
I teed up a little bit about who I was in the episode that we dropped maybe like a week or 2 ago. But just to reiterate, man, also a graduate of the illustrious Tuskegee University, along with Mr. Woodson. And I guess the only thing that I would add, what I didn't say last time, is that I think that it is a beautiful thing, and when we're talking about being thankful, it's a beautiful thing when we can go into business with people that we consider family, because that's typically considered taboo.
Mm-hmm.
I consider AJ family. He's like my brother. We've never had a singular argument about business. He's the best business partner I've ever had in my life. And I'm really grateful for him. I'm thankful for him, because he pushes the envelope in terms of the things that I would typically say, we probably shouldn't do that. He asked me, why not? Everybody needs a friend like AJ. Everybody needs a business partner like AJ. Because he's going to listen to rationale, but he's going to be bold with ideas. So, brother, just publicly, I wanted to let you know I'm thankful for you. And Doc is probably going to hear this episode as well. Dr. Jamu Loving yield my time to talk about me and talk about him. First African-American male PhD in personal finance in the country, Morehouse graduate. He gives willingly of his time, even after he's taught 10 o'clock graduate class. He's willing to hang out at midnight just to make sure that content goes out to the people. He puts us in better situations. He's a trusted advisor to both our families in terms of the things that we should be doing to protect ourselves. And so definitely want to shout Doc out in his absence. But that's Dr. John Loving. You can find him at Dr. John Loving on Money and Me on Facebook as well as Instagram. So with that, man, I'm really happy to talk about some of the great things that have happened thus far that we're thankful for, but also talk about some of the growing opportunities and lessons that we've learned that are going to make us that much better going forward.
Well, definitely. Big up to the Brethren podcast. If you haven't already clicked the button to subscribe to them, go on any podcasting platform. You'll find the Brethren podcast, and please subscribe to them and support these brothers doing positive things in our community. And it's not only, it's FUBU, but it's for us, by us, and helping us. That's the next part about it, is helping us. So, like I said, I like these episodes. I like this segment of Thank God for Everything to truly be about just the blessings of God. And, we go through the rigmarole of life, and sometimes we forget how blessed we truly are, and that look at the, just step out and look at what's around us. When I say that, I did something I spoke about looking at the less fortunate, the least of the. And we may want more things in life, and we say, I deserve this, I deserve that. Sometimes you gotta look at the least of thee and be appreciative of what God has blessed you with. So, in saying that, I'll go around table, and I'll start off, and I'll let y'all follow. But just having the ability to have y'all brothers. So it may be too, I ain't gonna say it's cliche here because I have y'all on, but I am blessed to have y'all and thankful for y'all. But to have people in your life that God placed in your life, and who not looking for things from you, but looking to help you grow. I'm so thankful to God for that, for placing people like y'all two in my life, and a bunch of other people that I could name. But if I start naming other names, then I'll leave somebody out. But it goes back to what Destrian said about the people you have around you. You start to become like, and I've been fortunate enough to have God place good people in my life, and I'm thankful for y'all. And while I have y'all here, I'm gonna give y'all flowers publicly while we're on this podcast to say I'm thankful for y'all. I'm thankful that God placed y'all in my life, and everything is divine, that He put us all in the same space at the same time. So like I said, it may sound cliche, and this show is organic, so I want to make sure that everybody know that we're not setting any of this up. I want y'all to know personally how I feel about y'all, and we talk always, but if I can say it privately, I want to make sure I say it publicly. So thank y'all.
Yeah, I think that's super dope of you, man, because one of the things that, in terms of being grateful, thankful, humbled, I think one of the things that happened when we went through this entire transition throughout the pandemic, I think it gave folks an opportunity to show up for other people. And if you didn't show up for other people, you were making a conscious decision not to, because everyone was struggling. And I know on Motivational Mondays, between you and I and authors sometimes coming on as well, even on Saturdays, for those that follow Brethren or had stuck with Cousin Ed long enough, we do a service to our community on Saturdays. We talked about people suffering in silence, and everyone doesn't have the outlets that we have. They don't have the support system that we have. So grateful would be an understatement for me, simply because there were a lot of things that transpired over the course of the past, call it 18 months to 2 years in my life, that people really showed up in a major way for me. And I would consider myself a decent communicator, but I struggle asking for help. Struggle severely. I got it. I'll figure it out. It's all good. It's cool. But sometimes your emotional stability runs out. And for anyone, that's a dangerous place to play in when you're in the deep end in the swimming pool and you're tired. That's not where you want to find yourself without help. So I just want to commend both of you, as well as many others, but because both of you are here tonight, as a part of my personal board of directors, you guys did not allow me to kind of go into a funk or a depression or whatever and you kept a healthy check on me to make sure that I was good. Not just saying, "Hey, are you okay?" I mean, it was to the point where people were showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not like you could just walk to my house. You had to fly, drive hours. We even had folks like fly to services that were being performed for my loved ones, and I'll remember all of that. But I think we have to be really thoughtful and selfless to do those things. But then the reciprocation, the reciprocity of the gratefulness also should be there. So if you have someone that's supporting you and you know they've been there for you, especially during these turbulent times. If you look at the news, we could be very well headed back to some crazy places.
Mm-hmm.
Simply give them a thank you. Wrap your arms around them when you see them and let them know you appreciate them, because these are life-saving measures in a lot of ways that people don't even know. Like the human element and just love and energy is transformative in nature. That's the whole where two or more gathered, there
There you go.
I will be also. And so I think that's an extremely important thing. So thank you to both of y'all, and thank you for everybody, that follows us, that sent me thoughts, prayers, well wishes, what have you. But it's dangerous to suffer in silence. And based on the relationships that we've been fortunate enough to find, to found, none of us have to do that alone.
Yeah, and I'll just add, because it's not weird to me, because I notice more and more the older I get that things align in my life a certain way, and this conversation is already deemed to be in line with things that Destrian and Doc and I talked about literally earlier for an episode that we released today, and then the first episode of the season where we talked about planning your progress. But part of that conversation, we talked about evaluating your network and value and placing a valuation on it, and it doesn't have to be monetary. And like to what you were saying, Destrian, when people are present for you, that's a priceless asset to your actual network, because there are people who don't have access to things. And then you think about people who don't have access to proper healthcare mental health measures and things of that nature, but simply having the correct people on their team and in their lives can kind of supplement that, if you will. It's like, I don't have the meds to really, combat my condition, but I've got the supplements, right? I've got the diet and things of that nature. But so having healthy friendships and relationships around you can oftentimes be supplemental to, other things that you may or may not have access to, or be, in addition to those things. So, speaking to that point, whereas, I don't go to traditional therapy. But oftentimes for me, I consider my therapy when I do have healthy conversations with people that I trust, like you all. We can have open conversations where I feel like I'm not judged, and there's not an ulterior motive to knowing things that are going on with me, because there are a lot of people who are in relationships with people. As soon as they tell them something is going wrong, that person is going to use it at their next chance they get to throw it in their face.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the kind of people that you want around you, right? You want to be able to freely and openly and effectively communicate with people around you. And that was one of the other things, that was one of the underlying kind of themes of what we talked about earlier, Destra, was being honest with yourself and your people around you. If you constantly checking on me and and doing the things that you got going on, and you constantly like because then you had surgery and all this, you constantly like, hey, I'm all right. And it's like, okay, either you truly are all right, or you aren't comfortable enough to, express that with me. And then if it's not, then we need to figure out, what am I doing wrong? Or are you not comfortable? That thing. Cause it's like, okay, if with our relationship, all of us, me and you, cousin Ed, me and you, Destrian, was like, neither one of y'all feel like y'all have to sugarcoat nothing around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can come to me and honestly speak like, hey man, I got this going on, wife doing this, my kids doing this, work's doing this, and we have very honest and open conversations about it. and we give open and honest feedback where it's not just, I'm not going to give you lip service and tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to give you, to the best of my knowledge, what I can formulate based on what you told me. And I think those two things are very key when it comes to relationships. You got people that's just being able to effectively communicate. And when you have those people around you, it's uber important to be grateful and thankful and show that to people. Whereas like if you're the friend that I'm constantly coming to tell my problems, the least that I could do is turn around and reciprocate that same energy for you, where I turn around and I listen to your problems with the same fervor that you give to mine.
I would add to that. AJ, that share your successes too. You know, like do that. I want to be there for you if things are not going well, but I also want to be there to shake your hand, high five you, give you a hug, and say, man, hey bro, hey sis, I love you. I'm glad this worked out for you. Congratulations. I want to celebrate with you too. And I think that's the gratitude, the gratefulness, and the humbleness that has to come into full vertical integration, because sometimes I think we share what we perceive someone else to think is negative, and then we struggle coming back with something that's positive, because it's like, well, I don't want them to think that I was just making this up or whatever. If you have a real friendship, it will withstand the ebbs and flows of all of that, because that's what real life is about. If I'm going to share the highest highs with you,
I should be able to share the
I
lowest
really
lows.
hope you'll be there. Exactly. And vice versa.
But that's
And
that
so,
surface level. That's that surface level relationships that a lot of people got, whereas the facade is we're friends because we're constantly sharing the good, but we're ashamed to share the bad with each other because of how the other person may respond or interpret situations that people going through. Not between us, because we keep it 100 at all times. Even, and it's to the point now with between us, like you can tell if I'm not really.
yeah.
If you call me like, hey AJ, hey, what's good, man? I'm just checking in. And I say something, you like,
Nah.
you don't sound like AJ. What's going on? And I do the
Hey,
same
listen,
with you.
man. Hey, I thought Cousin Nell was gonna light me up earlier, man. So I had to work through the weekend to try to get ready for this New York trip that I just came back from, and I think it might have been like I might have been at the train station like Monday morning, getting ready to get on the train, and I got a, hey man, you okay? It wasn't no good morning. It wasn't nothing. It was like, hey man, you okay? I'm like, bro, my bad. I'm good. And I think I got something similar from AJ, because it's rare that an entire weekend goes by, or like a 3 to 4 day stretch, and it's no communication. And I had to look back at my phone, and consistently, and this is how I know y'all family, my sister sent a message on a group thread. My wife's on it. My niece is on it. My wife was responding on my behalf while I'm working. She's like, oh, he's good. He's just working. Man, my sister was like, Destrian Wales, respond to said message. You know what I'm saying? So
They call you out, yeah.
that's good. And in my earlier years, I probably would have said something to the effect, man, why she all in my business? Man, I want people to know, try to ask where I'm at and care about me. And I think that's the evolution, and something that I'm seeing at least the men in my life do a little bit better about, is opening up and being more vulnerable to accept the gratefulness, the love, the appreciation, the admiration that comes their way for the years of things that they've been doing. Now, Cousin Ed, I know you're the one asking the questions here, but can you talk to us in the group or the listeners about like what that's been like for you? Because you did recently go through like a major operation or whatever. And I know I was like, man, I know I'm getting on his nerves. I gotta send this message again. Like, you good, bro?
For myself, being a strong one and being one that people call on for most things, that was difficult for me. But having brothers like yourself to lean on and to I actually say call me out on and say, yo, bro, take it easy or whatever. That was God. God gave me the time to relax and hear certain things and backing up to COVID, when you back up to COVID time and you say what was going on during COVID, it back to back, COVID happened, and 2 years later I had surgery. So over these past 3 years, it gave me some introspect on how important life is, and placing this show right here, placing me doing this podcast and everything else, how good God is for everything, every moment, and having the ability to keep sanity, keep good people around you. So in my life, you know, like I said, I've been a strong one. I've been supporting others, having people around me and in good spirits and helping me through certain things has been so good to, you know, take some of the burden off. So me having this show and this platform, like AJ said, being able to have a couch that's my therapy. I don't you know, traditional therapy. Speaking to somebody, this right here is my therapy for me. Being able to speak to people like yourself, being able to talk things through and have an audience, having actual therapists on the show that can actually hear what I'm saying and maybe break things down for me. But as we always say, not being able to suffer in silence and being so strong and honorary that I can't ask other people for help. And so hopefully I answered your question, but I want people to know out there that as strong as you are, we still all need someone, and we need a village around us. And in these days and time, don't think about it as being weak, asking for help or getting help, or getting a confidant. You don't got to look at it as being help. Looking for it as having people around you that love you, support you, and care about you is one of the biggest things. And to cap it off, God loves you and God is within you. So if you believe that, then you understand that all this is done in his favor. So hopefully that all ties together.
Is Donny Hathaway's "He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother."
And
I've taken that, the first time I ever heard that song, I just kind of really latched on to what it was. It was something that I already kind of did, because I've only grew up with sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a biological brother. So throughout my life, I've adopted people that I felt were worthy of that title. And, you know, at this point in my life, at, you know, mid-30s, I've got a solid group of gentlemen around me who I still have, you know, and I've, you know, they've earned that title over years, and we've gone through things together, had experiences, ebbs and flows, like DJ said. And, you know, it's really, it's something that you have to consciously and purposefully do. Things can happen by happenstance, by chance, but you got to work at maintaining those things. Like, just because somebody's a good friend don't mean they'll just be there just because they're a good person. It's like, if you don't show gratitude and be appreciative and reciprocate energies with people, it's not going to last. Because especially when those things happen to those people and they're looking for you to reciprocate and you're not there, then they start an evaluation, and they're like, you know what? That's the friend that's always dumping their problems on me, but when I got a problem, they're nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, you know, I'm conscious about affording people the opportunities that they've given me, basically reciprocating that energy, keep that same energy, whereas DJ's always there when I answer the phone pretty much, and he's going to listen to what I got going on. So the least that I can do is do that same exact thing for him. And a lot of people, I think, don't really realize that is the true value of it. It's not what he does for me that can be quantified in terms of, oh, he can get me into this room, or he can buy me this, or, you know, he always sends my daughter, who's his goddaughter, money every holiday and birthday and things of that nature. What it really is because when I need him, he answers the phone. And he doesn't judge me when I'm telling him something that I've done wrong, where I've had a misstep, or, you know, I'm not feeling in the right place. He's going to listen to me, and he's going to, you know, objectively give me his opinion. And, you know, it's just being able to have those things. You got to make sure that you're fostering that. You got to be a good steward. And I don't think we really look at the people in our lives as actual blessings the same way that we do of quantifiable, tangible things like we do. Like when God blesses us with a little bit of money, we like, oh, thank you, God, for this money. And we become good stewards of the money most of the time. Sometimes, maybe not at all. Give a little bit to the church, give a little bit to charity, help a couple of family members if you can. But then when it comes to like the non-tangible relationships, we don't really treat it that same way. We don't really see people as blessings unless they bless us with something that can be quantified. Like, cousin Ed, you come into my life and you give me money. I quantify that and I'm like, oh yeah, bless you, cousin Ed, you a blessing to my life. But just by like our relationship where you just have been in my life and we've never, exchanged monetary things. We've just only exchanged ideas and conversation. But to me, that's way more valuable. So it's like when you had your surgery, it's like it's not taking anything away from me to make sure that I can just send a 2-second text message like, hey, cousin Ed, you good? Hey, everybody I know that knows cousin Ed with me, y'all, let's make sure we check it on cousin Ed. That doesn't take anything away from me, and I have to be a good steward because he ain't heavy, he's my brother.
I would play it on this show. I got in trouble on my last podcast for license stuff, so if you want to hear it, go out to YouTube.
I'll tell you to catch for that soon.
Okay, we'll talk after this about that. My brother Destrian, before I wrap this up, did you have anything? Your thoughts? You have any thoughts about that?
You guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can stay here.
All right, perfect, man. I do. I mean, I know for a fact that that's the way that he feels because that's what he exhibits, not just to me, but to people. Again, in the absence of our other brother, Dr. Loving, he has this phrase that he says that people are more important than things. And I think that's one of the things that we've tried to embody as a group. But then there's also a mantra for how you go out and meet and greet people in life, that those people are more important than things. And so whether you're in pursuit of profit, whether you're out on your own personal purpose, sometimes you meet people that just need you a little bit more than you need anything else in that given or appointed moment in time. And just be grateful that you're in a position of sound mind, body, and spirit, that you have something to give. And I think that's a blessing in itself, man. So, I love this portion of the episode that you do. I tune into it frequently. And I hope that the people that are listening get something from it and let them know that, we're more than people that are out here trying to make money and do things. We do have a purpose behind it and a sound foundation that starts from a place of goodwill and faith, and that we're out trying to live that on purpose.
Family. As y'all can see, once again, I'm thankful. I'm at a loss of words. I'm thankful. So thankful. Hopefully y'all are also, for the people that you have surrounding you. I'm not only thankful for these two brothers, I'm thankful for every guest that I've had on Cousin Ed's Corner. I'm thankful for each and every one of you for listening to the show, for sharing the show. As you heard, these two brothers, they will be back. They got keys to the crib. They come downstairs. They got cups. I might just go ahead and get some engravement so they know which cup is theirs. But it's amazing to have people in your life. And I'm thankful for y'all. I'm thankful for just the opportunity to have this conversation. We don't know what tomorrow is promised. Check out Matthew 6:34. Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough worries of its own. So we're gonna live in today and thank each other for the time we have together. My friends and family, if you want to reach out to them, you can definitely go to any of your podcasting platforms. Say, hey Siri, hey Alexa, hey whatever. Play the Brethren podcast. Also, you can send me a text, 762-333-2032. That's 762-333-2032. I will leave, I will forward the text to them or have it read on next podcast. You can also leave them a voicemail. Go to cousinedscorner.com, across top of the page, hit leave voicemail, and we will play it on the next show. Each and every one of y'all, we love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Brothers, do you have any last second words that you want to leave out with the audience?
Cultivate, curate, and care for the people around you. That's it.
As you heard, we love you. Peace.
This is AJ Woodson of the Brotherhood podcast, just stopping through Cousin Ed's Corner to say this episode, not the other ones, but this one has been brought to you by the Brotherhood podcast. That's spelt like bread because we always talking about it and we always getting it.
Thank you for listening to Cousin Ed's.